Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, a couple weeks ago, Canada introduced a whole bunch of new regulations for travel. The next week, United States did the exact same thing that we did. Well, this week we're announcing all new travel restrictions, so are they coming to the United States as well? So first off, the first travel restrictions that hit both Canada and the United States was if you're traveling back to the country, you have to have a COVID test. You have to get a test done at least a maximum of 3 days before you travel back. Fine. All right, so wherever you are, you need that test to fly back. And then in Canada, you need to quarantine for 14 days. I'm not sure if they've regulated that for all the different states in the United States, but in Canada, you still have to quarantine in your home for 14 days. Well, they've come down with a whole pile of new travel restrictions. Anybody coming into the country now, and these are for citizens, by the way, not just necessarily travelers, anybody coming in, you now have to isolate yourself when you get here. You have to get a swab test when you get here. You are then put into a hotel for 3 days while you wait for that test at your own expense. So the government announced it's going to be about $2,000 per person to put yourself in these hotels. In Canada, 3 nights in a hotel for $2,000, you're staying in some pretty swanky duds normally. However, this is because they say they're going to charge you this much because of all the extra precautions that the hotels have to go through that are taking part in this isolation procedure. They have to be able to isolate with their staff and put protective gear on when they deliver you food and all this other stuff. So they say, yeah, it's going to be $2,000 a person for 3 days minimum. And then there's the situation afterwards. If your test says negative, you still have to continue your isolation procedure at home for the 14 days under increased supervision and surveillance. Whatever that means. I mean, at what point are they going to start putting wristbands on you to track you wherever you are? Like they do criminals out on release. It's kind of, whoa, the way they're looking at it. But then if you had a positive test, you're not going to stay in that hotel and isolate in that hotel for the remaining of the procedure. You're going to be transferred to a quarantine facility. Now, what that facility is, we haven't been told. Is it the hospital? Is it a wing of a retirement home that they're setting aside? Is it a wing of a detention center they're putting aside? Is it an old abandoned government, military base that they're putting aside? We haven't been told. They're just saying you're going to be transferred to an isolation location. So not a hotel, not that $2,000 hotel, which kind of would probably be good, simply for the fact if it's going to cost you $2,000 for 3 days, that means it's going to cost you $8,000 for 12 days, which means it's going to cost you near $10,000 for that 14-day stay that you would have to do for a full quarantine. Yikes. I don't remember the last time I spent anywhere near $14,000 on a holiday, let alone trying to get back to my own home. So this is supposedly to stop Canadians from taking unnecessary travel. Of course, they're not mentioning all the government officials that were caught in Canada. There's a list of 62 of them that went. These are official government officials, ministers and the secretary and all this, and they got caught traveling during the holidays to exotic destinations for their vacations. But no, now they're bringing in these rules because now it's unsafe, and it's our fault again. It's not government's fault for anything. But yeah, big, huge travel restrictions. Very unclear what's going on as far as, where you're going to be brought, what hotels are going to be used. And they announced it on Friday, and these come into effect Sunday, tomorrow. That's how quick they're implementing this. So if you were already on a trip, you now have all this extra expense that you had no idea was going to happen. So, and these are all in effect for quite some time now, till at least the end of April. These travel restrictions will remain in place. Not only that, our airlines here in Canada, Transat, WestJet, and Air Canada, have all voluntarily canceled all their flights now to Mexico and the Caribbean until the end of April as well. Now, I quote that as voluntary because they announced it just before the Prime Minister came out and spoke, and he was praising the airlines for being responsible corporations and looking after the people of Canada. And yeah, it's because they want to kick back from the government. They're looking for more money from the government because all the travel is not happening, and they need more money. So that's why they're doing it. They're looking to please the government, and they're looking to get more money. It's not because they're good corporate customers. Yeah, no, that's not the reason. They want more money from the government. Let's be honest. You don't have to sugarcoat it. It's pretty simple. So, but I can still fly to Florida. I can still fly to California. I can still fly to Greece. I can still fly to all these other places. So again, it kind of makes you wonder, why don't they just stop the planes? If they're so worried about the variant and different variants, there's now the South African variant, the UK variant, and a Brazil variant. So if they're this worried about all these different variants, just stop the planes from coming in. And if the airline, and if they're worried about, Trudeau came out and said, we need to keep the supply of goods coming. Flights are very important for the supply of essential goods and things like that. Then just supplement the airlines for those flights that you still need those goods to fly in on. Just saying that, oh, we have to bring passengers in because we need the goods that are on that plane. No, if there's only 50 people on that plane and it costs $200, I'm sure, paying $10,000 to that airplane to get that essential goods in is far cheaper than all these other things that we keep doing and testing and swabbing. Just stop them all together and you wouldn't have to worry about it. But that's where we are right now. And the reason I'm saying it could be coming to the United States is we had Justin Trudeau in his speech of talking about this, saying that we are in close conversation right now with the new administration in the United States, and some new restrictions there will also be coming into effect over the next 14 days. So will the United States start adopting this as well? If you have plans to leave anywhere in the next 30 days, I'd be paying some very, very close attention to what's happening in your country. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.